and welcome to our next investigation. It's Wednesday, April 1st, and today we are going to talk about how to dissect an egg. Now, let's review what we know from our egg handling experiment. We found out that fertilized eggs could hatch into chickens, or in the case of other animals that lay eggs, other animals. Unfertilized eggs do not hatch into chickens, and these are the ones we get from the store to eat. Now, it's a whole other lesson for another day about how eggs become fertilized and why chickens are able to lay eggs that are not fertilized. Totally different lesson for another day. We found out we can look inside of an egg to see if it's fertilized or not. And chicken farmers use egg handling all the time to check development of eggs that their hens are laying on. If an egg is fertilized, we can see a dark spot and blood vessels start to form. And if you checked out that 21-day photo series of egg handling, you could see probably around day 3 or 4 a distinct formation of blood vessels, which is pretty cool. And if an egg is not fertilized, the light will just glow right through the egg. And sometimes we can see an air sac. So we do still have some questions that lead us to our next investigation. We still want to know what is inside an egg, what the different parts of the egg do, how a chick would get food when it's developing inside of the egg, and how many parts an egg actually has inside. So I'm going to switch over to the slides in just a minute, but today our goals are to be able to describe the outside of the egg, the inside of the egg, and any structures you see, and to draw a diagram and label it. So you might want to get a piece of paper right now. You might want to start a fresh Google Doc, and you'll want to access the slides, or you'll need to go back to different parts of this video to help you label the egg diagram. So here's what we want to do. We want to make a tea table so that we can describe what we see. And I know you might be thinking, oh my goodness, Mrs. Sprague, I've looked at eggs a ton of times. I've scrambled eggs, fried eggs, used them for baking. I guarantee you've never taken this close of a look at an egg. So you're going to document any observations you can make about the outside of the egg, color, texture, smell. And then you're going to break it apart very, very gently into a paper plate or a dish where it can spread out and you can take a look at it. It helps to have a cup nearby for your eggshells. Toothpicks will help you kind of spread the egg around and look for different structures. And a spoon might help you separate the egg yolk from the egg white if you so choose. So you're going to want to document as much as you can. You should probably ask before you start cracking a bunch of eggs from the fridge. And as long as you're not touching it or getting it on an unclean surface, feel free to scramble them and eat them afterwards. There's no sense wasting eggs. Here's a pretty simple diagram that comes from the website, The Anatomy of an Egg. I want you to go ahead and draw what you see today. And in your own drawing, it doesn't have to look exactly like this one, label all the parts that you see. You'll probably see a shell. You may or may not see the membrane that is in the inside of the shell, but if you saved some of the eggshell, you can go back and look at it. I'm not really sure how to pronounce this word, chalaza, but it's a stringy white thing that kind of holds the egg yolk to the shell. There's definitely a whole bunch of egg white, which contains a lot of proteins, and the yolk, which contains a lot of fats, proteins, vitamins, and minerals. And then sometimes, if you look really carefully, you can see this germinal disc or a white spot from a store-bought egg. So you can go back to this website, you can rewatch this video, and if it's okay with your parents, you can crack open a couple different eggs just to see if there are any differences between one egg to the next. I know with our chickens at our house, some of the yolks are different colors and different sizes depending on which chicken laid that. And if you haven't yet, go back and check out that 21-day candling picture series that I posted in Echo. It's pretty cool to see how the inside of the egg changes over the 21 incubation period. So this is it for lesson 3. I can't wait to see your observations. And if you like, snap a picture of your drawing and upload it into Echo. See you tomorrow.